Alright, here we are, guys, back for another guide. I'll waste up this season ball, I think, on this hole here. So I shouldn't need, too much side spin here. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and use this up. We'll try to improve on my last shot here. Should be a little bit easier with a Pak 5, a Pak 6, a Pak 7, especially if you have a Pak 7 topspin, for instance. It's going to make it even better. So I forgot what I used earlier. I think it might have been a Joe ball on my first attempt. So we're going to try a dead ball here. I do, season ball, which is very similar. I do believe that, especially with a Pak 6, you can give yourself a little better chance here with all that extra topspin. Now, what I do recommend is kind of giving it, let's see if this gets down there. See, that's one of the reasons that I want to curl it so much, is to kind of get that extra momentum down the hill. So you can see my opponent with the Pak 6, didn't take advantage of that shot to the full extent. So let's take a look here. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to keep the momentum out of that sand just a little bit. You'll see I might just gently right spin it. But as I was mentioning before, it's not going to curl back quite as much. So I need to be a little bit careful with the way that I adjust here, because it's not actually going to make it back to this point that it looks like the wind is pointed at. And I great balled it out to the right. So really could have benefited from a perfect ball, but let's just see how this plays out. See if I can make it to the fairway. I made it. So I outdrove a Pak 6 there. So that just kind of shows you how much of a factor momentum is. And being able to get that curl outweighs the curl-less shot. As you could see that, even with that guy having 15 more topspin than me, I outdrove him. So with a Pak 7, for instance, I should be able to get it even farther down that hill, possibly roll it right near to the fringe with a very similar spin. So let's see if I can't complete this, and I'll kind of walk you guys through what I would consider to be kind of the best technique here. I'm probably going to switch my bag. I have Rapier on from last tournament. I don't see any use in Rapier for this shot here. I'd rather have just a little bit better accuracy. I'm going to be right down around quarter club, which is about 5 per ring. I'm not going to go onto this fringe. And you'll see that I'm just going to kind of top spin it gently like this. And just kind of put it here. And as I mentioned, very close to maybe 5-ish per ring. So right around there for the amount of wind that I'll need to play. Perfect ball. Should be good with perfect. No, it's too much. So barely too much. So I did kind of over adjust just slightly. In addition to that, I also kind of started my ball guide kind of right edge, just to kind of, make sure that the wind effect didn't kind of carry over that shot. I'm going to play this shootout real quick, just to kind of get, just a little bit better feel for the hole, and then I'll end up forfeiting 9 instead of this hole. So let's just take one more look at this hole. Let's see what this looks like. I'm assuming it's going to kind of change the way that I need to do this. Yeah, a little bit. So with the Cataclysm at max club, let's just take a look here. I'll just add on some percentage. I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe plus 30. 1 per ring. Okay, I'm cool with that. And aside from that, I'm just going to try to set my backspin good to basically, gently come down. And I'm going to let essentially wind effect take care of this. So I'm not going to curl this one like I've been doing on the par 3 approach. So let's just see how this comes in. Here you can see that it just kind of cuts over on its own. Not quite enough. So a little bad break there. I might have just went maybe just a little bit of an over adjustment. It might have been just a ring too many maybe. I would have expected that to have way more momentum shift over towards the right than a quarterback, because it's not coming in as low trajectory. So since it's coming in higher, it shouldn't need as much help getting over towards the right hand side, which is making me think that I kind of over adjusted it just a tad there. So maybe plus 20%, and had I gone one less ring or great balled it to the right, might have given myself a pretty good chance there. But 4.3 isn't too bad. Let's see if I can't sneak this one out. Most guys that roll down that hill are going to probably end up farther than 4. So let's just see how this comes out. If he gets down that hill, I'll probably end up picking this one up by about half a yard, would be my guess. And it looks, yep, kind of spot on. So that's, mine did gently roll down the hill. So, anything within 5 there, it's going to really come down to kind of how much ball control you had coming down that hill. But good luck with that hole, guys, and I'll see you guys for hole 9 coming up.